This is part one of a two-part video series that I did on my second trip to Muncie Dragway on August 14th for a radial and slick tire test and tune night. I ended up making 6 passes and had some issues, but I won't divulge those right now. I'll let you find those out during the video, so enjoy. So this is the day after the track outing I had. And I made 6 passes. Had some troubles with the transmission, as I will explain further along in the video, but happy to report that I have since repaired that and we're back to normal and ready for another time. Thanks for watching. Well, this car is a thirsty girl. I've checked my fuel and it needs some more, so it's off to the gas station to fill up my jug. I thought some of you might find this interesting on how I prepare to get to the track. Being that I do it by myself, I have made a lot of changes to my trailer. If you watch my Extreme Trailer Maker video, you'll see these changes that I recently made to help make it so one person can do all this. And this is also the first time I get to use my new ramp holders that allow me to load the ramps on the trailer now and underneath the car out of the way. And I also get to use my stabilizer jacks at the rear for the first time. And I always put a C-clamp on my ramps because they tend to move around a little bit, and this just holds them well enough so they don't pop off the trailer. This is something I've done because of experiences I've had with ramps popping off in the past. You definitely don't want that to happen, trust me. And here I am lowering my stabilizer jacks. They just kind of spring load down and the foot slides down into place. Now at this point I have no idea if the car will break them or not, but as you will see here soon, it does great. And I do a lot of walking back and forth, loading stuff in the truck and whatnot. And here I am getting the winch cable ready to pull the car up on the trailer. I don't like to drive the car up on the trailer, especially by myself. I don't have a spotter to help me, center it well. So I use the winch where I can stand on the outside and slowly load it. Now I need to go get the car and pull it into position. I just usually pull up just to the front of the ramps, and then I will get out and make sure I've got it lined up where I want it. And I put a hook on the front down here at the bottom underneath the radiator when I had the radiator out to replace it, and I put a tow strap around it and hook my winch to that and then pull the car up onto the trailer that way. I used to hook it to one of the A-arms in to pull it, but that was a little harder because it wanted to turn the car, you know, left or right, depending on which side I hooked it. Now I'm checking the wheels to make sure they're pointed the right direction. I'm going to get in here and make a small adjustment. And I do have the car neutral. And now it's time to start winching. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Now I need to fold down my fenders. I have little rubber hold downs that I just pop off, and I can swing it and swing them both down. One last check of the ramps and the tires for how they're lined up. Now it's time to get the car on the trailer. And this is just an ATV winch that I bought from Harbor Freight. Comes with a plug-in on-off switch on a cord, so I can stand over to the side and you can see a lot better. And if something were to happen with the cable breaking, then I'm out of harm's way too. And on this part I go nice and slow, and I don't want to get in a big hurry. No one's behind the wheel of the car, so I don't want the wheels to turn and the car fall off the trailer. So far, so good. Making sure it's lining up well. And without those stabilizer jacks, the trailer would have been way squatted down in the back. And here is the ramps from the rear view, and you'll get to see a shot here of where they stow. And the chains hold them in place, and they're easily accessible now. These are railroad tracks I'm about to cross at State Road 28 and State Road 9 in Alexandria, Indiana. Were about the worst railroad tracks I have ever encountered. But thankfully, they have replaced or repaired whatever they did to them since the last time I crossed over them in June. You know, now it's August, and they were much smoother. What a relief. The cameras I use are probably pretty dated by today's standards, but I have a GoPro Hero, a Hero 2, and a Hero Plus that I use, as well as my Galaxy S10 cell phone camera for periodic stuff as well. But they get the job done. Heading east where 28 hits 67. Here at the light, I will hang left, and we'll be just a mile or so away from Muncie Dragway. The last time I came over here was back on June the 12th for a radial and slick tire test and tune night, and this was the next one on the schedule. It is also a radial and slick tire test and tune night. This being on August 14th. And this shown there is the Facebook post host for the event. And this curve here, oh, it gets me so excited. It reminds me of being 8 years old again, coming around this curve on our way to the racetrack, which will be right here on the right hand side of the road. And there's the ticket booth. Come down here and make a U-ey and follow this lane up to the ticket booth where the nice lady will take my money and hand me a tech card.
Hello.
Are you just testing?
Yes.
$40.
And you'll notice there aren't a lot of people here. I was kind of surprised. The weather was really nice. There was a chance of rain showing for this day all week until the day of, and it vanished to 0%, which is perfect. And I can't park in any of these spots because they are reserved spots, and I don't have a reserved spot. So I'm heading down here, down track a little bit, which is what I wanted anyway, because I am going to stick a camera on the truck and video the track, cars coming down the track. Alright, we'll get it pulled in here and parked and start unloading. I want to give a shout out to U-Haul for giving me this idea for the fold down fenders. They work great. And here we are unloaded, getting ready to make some passes. Somehow I didn't get very many in-car shots this time at the track. I got 5 of the 6 from down track, which are probably the worst view out of the 3 cameras that I was using. Windshield, I only got pass number 2, and in the in-car shot that you can see me driving, I only got passes 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to just give a brief rundown of the disappointing time slips instead of tagging them on the pictures. I don't know, I may tag them on the pictures anyway. You'll just have to see, I guess. But pass number 1 was 22.40 seconds at 63.10 miles an hour. Pass number 2 was 18.36 for the ET at 83.93 miles per hour. Pass 3 was 19.43 seconds at 72.98 miles an hour. Pass 4 was 18.86 elapsed time at 75.13 miles an hour. Pass number 5 was 16.26 ET at 85.78 miles an hour. And then my last pass, number 6, was a 15.70 at 91.8 miles an hour. Hopefully this works. I'm going to try to narrate some of this the best I can without getting drowned out by the car sounds. So here I am, getting ready to make my first pass. I got my green tech card there. I gotta go to the tower to turn that in. The return road is right behind where I park, so it's kind of busy. You gotta keep your eyes open. You don't want to back out in front of somebody or back over somebody. So I'm just kind of waiting for the traffic to go by before I back out. If you're not familiar with drag racing, the tech card, you put down your personal information, name, address, phone number, year, make, and car. If someone else owns the car, you put that down. Put your car number on there so the tower can punch in the right number so you get the correct time slip at the end of the track, and also they can mention your name and year and make your car or your whatever else you write on there. They might mention it. It's just a way to keep spectators entertained. And the box to turn the tech cards in is at the base of the tower, so I'm just kind of parking, well, not too far away from it, but not in the way. And I'll cut out a part of me doing all the walking and the delivery, so it'll look like I was just out of the car for a second here. It was more like probably 3-4 minutes. Now I'm going to get buckled up and head up to the staging lanes. The lanes I'm going to run is full tree lane. That would be lanes 1 and 2 here at Muncie, and they are clearly marked on the ground. You can see them when you're pulling up. So, yeah, you may be able to see them in this video. And I did make a boo-boo, as you'll hear about here in just a minute. I forgot to put my fire retardant jacket on. Had it with me, just didn't put it on. My mistake. Don't ever skimp on safety.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Will do. I'll go get it.
You got it with you, or you got?
I gotta go get it.
Pass the next one, bring it with you.
Okay, well, I'll go get it if you want me to. I can go get it.
No, you're good on this one. Just next time, have it.
Okay, I will.
Now when I go to start the car here, it starts just fine, but then I try to put it in gear, and it's like there was no gear, so I shifted back and forth a few times, and it finally took hold. I didn't think much about it. I thought maybe my neutral safety switch was still goofed up, because I did make some adjustments to it here recently. So then I pull around here to the water box, and the next clue that something is wrong is about to happen. It would not turn the tires when I went to do my burnout. So I just pulled on up and carried on with my normal routine. Staging the car, pressing the brake, pressing the two-step button, and mashing the gas pedal. And then when it launches, it doesn't really go anywhere, and I'm fumbling around, shifting it back and forth, trying to find, get it to go. It's just not doing anything. Pull off of the track here on the return road. I shook through the gears and gave it some gas, and it seemed to respond okay. Didn't think a whole lot about it. Thank you for watching part 1. Now be sure to check out part 2.